Trust me, you are not prepared for the money to collapse. It has nothing to do about the money collapsing. The money is only one part of the problem. When the money collapses and people have no food or no gas or no nothing, they're going nuts. They're going to start going crazy and they're going to kill people. They're going to beat people up for a loaf of bread. I mean, seriously hurt people. Rapes are going to be up. Everything is going to be up. The worst things that you can imagine are going to happen because people are hungry. They show you on these things all the time on TV, but you don't want to listen and you don't want to think that, oh, that's ever going to happen here. Sure it is. Look at these countries that have already failed their money. Like Venezuela, one of the top 10 countries in the world, went bankrupt and failed their money. And look how much violence they had. Look at some of the other South American nations and countries that have went into bankruptcy and their money collapsed. Look at the violence. It's going to happen, folks. This is where you should have had faith already. This tells you everything that's getting ready to happen. But they've convinced you that it's not for you to read and you shouldn't read it. And that's the furthest thing from them. That's part of the deception, to get you to not know what's coming at you. Do you not understand? The money collapse is only one thing, and it's not going to affect the elites. They've already converted their money to the new money, to the rainbow money from other nations like Ukraine, where they're filtering all this money. And trust me, they've got all sorts of accounts where the money's already been filtered back to them in the new rainbow currency that'll be worth the same dollar there, that'll be worth here when ours come out. The money will be worth the same worldwide. And then it's going to go to digital. But during this time, when this money collapses, understand that all these foreign troops that are here in America, they're going to surround these cities and they're going to cause accidents on all the highways. They're going to blow up bridges. They're going to block things that you cannot run away from the city. And you can't get into the city because they want people to fight and kill each other. Because then when they go in to take control, it'll be a whole lot easier. And many of you don't want to take the mark and are Christians. You're going into the death camps.
I remember talking to an Australian diplomat at one point about this break between the U.S. and China and said, both sides are going to say, whose team are you on? And he said, our job is to make sure the question never arises. But the question has arisen. And so I think we have to go deeper. And it's not about the U.S. versus China. It's about what underpins a world order is always the financial system. I was very privileged. My father was an advisor to Nixon when they came off the gold standard in '71. And so I was brought up with a kind of inside view of how very important the financial structure is to absolutely everything else. And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new one, the new accounting, is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money. But also, this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private. But what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first. The U.S. is on the brink, I think, of moving in the same direction. The Europeans have committed to that as well. And the question is, will that new system of digital money and digital accounting accommodate the competing needs of the citizens of all these locations so that every human being has a chance to have a better life? Because that's the only measure of whether a world order really serves.